We are live right at 6:58. Like literally, this is the most perfect live stream we've ever had. Um, so so here's what I tried to do. Facebook has not been working the past couple weeks. So you know how I usually start YouTube first. What's funny about starting on time though is that it was 6:57 right when I came back downstairs on my already set up my live stream. I just need to go live. So I came back downstairs at 6:57 and then I go and I'm like, okay, let me check the closet. I just grabbed the old Miss hat. Um and then I came back and I'm like, oh, it's still 6:57. I start the Facebook live stream first. I started Facebook first and guess what? Facebook's working. Good, thank goodness. And after starting the Facebook version, it was still 6:57. So then I started the YouTube version, and it gives you a few seconds. It says you're going live, and then you're live when it says you're live. When the you're going live signal was spinning, it finally said you're live right after the 59-second. So boom, 58, boom, it's live. Like you're not gonna have it with only a few live streams left. We're not gonna have another one just as perfect as tonight. We obviously found out, officially that Drizella cast the curse and that Gothel has 8 witches lurking about. There's also, just to raise the stakes, Gothel's not the only villain in Seattle. We got a witch killer out there trying to kill our witches. So yes, Gothel's a villain that we need to defeat, but someone else is already trying to kill our coven and they're more evil. So, they're probably more important because they're more dangerous than Gothel ever will be. So anyway, and then, oh yeah, and then we got a Tiana and Naveen centered episode, right? We got to figure out who Naveen is. His name's Drew in the real world, and he owns a food truck just like Tiana. With that in mind, we're just gonna get started. Yeah, at least Facebook's running, so that's good. 43 minutes and 57 seconds if you're watching Disney Plus. If you're watching DVD or something, season 7, episode 13, Knightfall. Pause it before they say previously on Once Upon a Time. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Henry's poison. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Never Lucy just found out that Henry's heart is poison and had to stop them from falling in love when she was the one who put them who matchmake them in the first place. Aw, we never seen little kid Alice. We only saw her as a baby and as an adult. We never seen her as a little girl yet. It's just a dream. Oh no, Alice lost her father. Oh, it was just a dream. She was only dreaming of one day the evil witch coming back to kill her father. She knows about Mother Gothel, the evilest mother she's ever had, and she doesn't want anything to happen to her father, and she's worried that her mother's gonna come back to kill him. Well, I mean, nothing happens to Hook. Sorry, I realize I haven't been talking much. I've been into the episode kind of a bit. But yeah, it looks like Alice has the special interpretation of dreams. They're actually visions that Gothel's coming to attack them, and Hook's going to try to find a way to get her out of here so he could protect her. This is before their hearts were poisoned. Keep that in mind. So that's why they're hugging and kissing and stuff. Nothing like a parent and a child. Then Hook might have a way to get her out. Oh, a creepy doll! Ah! Kind of like from a horror movie. Creepy, creepy doll. That's creepy. It did scare me when I first watched it. Not anymore. Creepy doll. That's scary. I hope my child never becomes creepy. It's sad. Now we're seeing father and daughter in the real world, and they don't even know they're father and daughter. Kind of like how Snow and Charming didn't know Emma was their daughter because of the curse. They have cursed lives, and they don't remember who they are. If only they knew. I mean, we did. Hook did receive an elephant that would keep Alice and Hook's relationship intact, but he gave it to Ella so that she can have her daughter Lucy. So he sacrificed his child for another. Don't worry, one of these days the curse will break. Wow. So again, Goffel's first name is Eloise Garner. Hook knows that she's part of a cult and she's kind of evil. But she's willing to show up to a police department, potentially turn herself in to tell her who all these witches are that are getting attacked and killed. I got a giant kiss here, guys. This was for my birthday. It's really huge. I got a lot of Hershey bars and chips as well. Like a mountain here. Well, it's not complicated. Lucy just found out about your poisoned heart and wants to protect you. Um, I'd be careful, Gothel. That's not how you mess with the police department. Yeah, I mean, she is an evil person. When you break the curse, you'll find out how evil she is. You can't. Don't let her get inside your head. Captain Hook, on a quest to save his daughter from the tower, comes across Rumpelstiltskin for help from the Wish Realm. The Wish Realm Rumpelstiltskin, who we haven't seen since season 6. Well, well. Hook has a desperate need to save his daughter, even if it means getting help from his very worst enemy and putting his revenge aside to save his daughter over getting revenge on Rumpelstiltskin. Rumple has a thing with making deals, but this time Hook brings up a deal. Usually it's Rumple who sets the terms, but Rumple, especially for Rumple, he's going with Hook's little idea with helping Alice free, helping Hook free Alice from her prison. Rumple can get free from his. I mean, Rumple, Rumple is not as bad of a prison as Alice is. I mean, he doesn't need someone from his bloodline to get out. He just needs someone to unlock the door. Mm-hmm. Security camera. Eloise Gardner knows about the security camera and knows that Weaver's watching from the security camera. I mean, yeah. I mean, Eloise Gardner's not wrong. She knows about the curse that trapped everyone here, and Hook needs to know who he is before he can protect her witches. What does Gothel want Hook to do? Hook's trying to make her think that she's in charge, when really he is. You can't outsmart the police force. I mean, what's funny is out of all the old characters, Regina and Rumple are awake, but only Hook is not. And I guess Henry's not either, but he's being played by another actor. So if we're talking about same actor, Colin O'Donoghue is the only one from the old season 6 cast that's not awake. All the new people that were introduced this season are still asleep, except for Dr. Facilier and Gothel. Oh wow! Imagine your child's get telling you to stay away from a potential boyfriend, or girlfriend. I mean, like Lucy has good reason to protect Henry's heart, but most times when a child has instincts, they're usually right. Lucy's lying. Protect Henry's heart because Henry's actually a good guy. She would never try to keep Ella away from Henry without good reason. In real life, a child doing that would be like protecting you from a bad man. Whatever the price is, Hook's willing to pay it. Or Rogers. And yes. All magic comes with a price, even when Rumple's not making a deal for it. Even when, some prices are out of Rumple's control. Wow, Captain Ahab versus Captain Hook. Now, this isn't the first time Hook has played a dice game. Oh, look, 5, 5, and a 6. That's going to be a tough roll, Hook. 666. Ha ha ha. You got the best number of all. You can't beat that. Hook's gone soft. Yep, he's became a hero after gaining a daughter of his. Well, Captain Ahab no well, Captain Ahab knows that fish is supposed to break any prison, not kill anybody. But then again, it could do other things. It could trap, yeah, he could technically trap Rumple for all eternity with it and then try to kill her. So so. I mean, we've seen this happen before with Captain Blackbeard when Hook was trying to trade his ship to get for a magic bean to get back to Emma twice in season 6 and when in season 3. So it's not the first time you played the dice game. One was off camera and the other one was on camera. And then this one was on camera too. But it's with Captain Ahab. I mean, he's a cursed Henry. He doesn't understand. I mean, yes, he is wounded, like literally wounded, poisoned heart and all that. Yeah, I mean, he has a love for Jacinda, not you. Though people do say he has better chemistry with Drizella or Ivy in this case, because Henry's not awake yet. He's calling her Ivy. He has a better chemistry with Ivy than he does Jacinda. And honestly, that'd make a better twist than a natural Cinderella story. I mean, it is true she never fell in love with the prince. She fell in love with Henry Mills, but yeah, a better twist would have been for him to fall in love with the stepsister. So, I mean, that would have been a great story to see. That's what most people wanted, actually. They didn't like the Ella thing. Try the scary thing. Don't kiss Henry again. It's funny. First, he had a drink with Ivy, and just then Jacinda was a little shocked at that. And anyway, Henry had to try to make up for that broken trust, and then he also had to when he betrayed Jacinda's secret to Lady Tremaine. I mean, again, he has broken Jacinda's trust multiple times. Luckily, this time it wasn't his fault. Ivy went in for it, and Henry's like, "I'm not the guy you need." I mean, Tilly just wants to be here to help. See, Galpa's magic. She just used her magic to wave in the camera. She knows exactly where the camera is. She's laughing at Tilly. Poor Tilly. No one understands her. He has some kind of disability. Anyway, oh well. Don't worry, they'll take care of it. They'll make sure no one gets hurt. Well, you just need to let the police and detectives do their job. Captain Ahab spied on you, Hook. This when you lied to him about getting revenge on Rumpelstiltskin. You got proven caught liar because you were using him. You were using Rumpel's help to learn how to use that thing. How did Ahab find out about Alice? Honestly, did Rumple? He must have heard Rumple say it because Hook told Rumple. We all know Rumple doesn't break free until Regina lets him out. Turns out it's going to be Regina's biggest bite back in the face mistake later in the end of the series. That's going to come back. The whole idea of letting Rumple out of his cage. It's going to bite back Regina. Just because this world isn't real doesn't mean it is. Doesn't mean it isn't. Once a world is created by a wish, it becomes real. It looks like Eloise Gardner slash Gothel, as we all know, is finally giving Hook some answers and not trying to be his pet toy. That can only go so long before he ends up locking her up and going to jail if if he doesn't cooperate. Ivy and Jacinda have a difficult stepsister relationship, both in fairy tale land and in the real world. It's funny, you know how Cinderella usually has 2 stepsisters? The curse, in the curse, she has 2 in Fairy Tale Land, but in the curse, it made it so she only has 1 stepsister. Yeah, like, literally another world of Fairy Tale Land. Memories are so distant, it's like pre-mortal life. What is that supposed to mean? Finish what your mother started? Um, for Jacinda, who's cursed and doesn't know who she is, she's like, "Oh, you're gonna do all the evil things she did?" No. But, very obviously, Ivy's awake. Drizella knows about fairy tales and stuff. Is gonna try to do what Rapunzel started, keeping our family together. Finish what she started. It was very hard to eat this kiss. It's too big. Oh, who's gonna win? It's a standoff between Hook and Ahab. They walk back to back, afar from each other, and on the count of 10, they turn and shoot their guns. 9, 10, shoot! Oh, Hell's flashbacks of Alice. Oh no. He's doing this fight for Alice. Oh, look, the Hook is growing some gray hair right there. See, it's a little bit white. He's a little older than he looks now in present day. It's before he became fat and drunk, though. Hook may have won the fight, but he didn't win the war. He won the fight. He has the fish hook, and he took care of Ahab. Now he killed Ahab. Ahab missed him by inch, and Hook's the one who survived. But run back to Alice, and we'll see what happens. He realized he might have made the wrong choice. He might be a witch. His wife might have been long dead, but he's a witch, probably. Oh, there's the baker. Remember, she died in the previous episode. Don't break out the window. Now you're a fugitive. This is how she get framed. She walked into the hospital right after the murderer showed up. And they're like, Tilly, come back. But anyway, she walked into the hospital right after the murderer did. And when the police showed up, She was obviously on the scene, so she could have been accused for all those murders. Oh, looks like Gothel poisoned Alice while Hook was gone. So Gothel poisoned the bullet that Nick took in the shoulder, and that's what caused his poison heart. And it tied to Alice being poisoned as well. So there you go. That's how their hearts got poisoned. And just when Hook was about to save Alice from the tower using that fish hook, Gothel stole it from him and separated him from his daughter. And now they can't be together because of their poisoned heart. Anytime they draw near, it weakens their heart. The more times they try to hug or kiss or love, the closer Hook or Alice comes to death. Because Gothel has Maui's fish hook, which we're never going to see Moana on the show. Probably because the show got canceled before they could introduce her to us. Alice is calling for your help, but you can't help her now because Gothel took some fish hook away. Yeah, Alice is not a killer. So at least, Weaver and Hook have not been on the same page about Eloise Garner being evil, blah, blah, blah. Now that we know Eloise Garner is evil, they can at least agree that Tilly is not. So, I mean, they're on the same page for now. And Rumple's going to see what he can dig up at the station while Hook tries to prove Alice's innocence. Man, poor Hook. Now we know how they got separated from his. Now we know how he got separated from his daughter. The poison heart that caused Ella's parents to flee. Now he had to flee from his daughter. Flee from your wife, then you flee from your daughter. Different people, not the same person, but poison heart. It's sad that Ella's parents never healed and never found a cure. And, well, hopefully Alice and Hook will find a cure, right? I mean, Henry can't be his true himself when he's cursed, Ivy. You gotta break the curse. But, Henry will try to do his best to help Drizella find her sister and apologize for the one day kiss they had. But, at least, just, obviously Drizella is not gonna try to make another move on Henry. Henry's in love with Ella, so yeah. I mean, you didn't know his heart was poisoned. You didn't know that, so you can't blame yourself. Lucy had no idea Regina was awake. Granddaughter, yes, that's crazy. Regina's not the first time Regina's been a grandmother. Lucy's also your great granddaughter. Operation Hyson. What about Cobra? What about the old fashioned Cobra? Henry had Operation Cobra. Lucy wants to do Operation Hyson. Yes, we're gonna give Lucy's parents the happy ending they deserve. We will get that. We're in the final season. They're gonna solve that in the season. They have to, otherwise that would not end the series on a good note. We're just one episode closer to happily ever after, aren't we? Down to 9 episodes now, I think. Let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, 9 episodes. And the credits are rolling. Lucy doesn't know all that happened. She doesn't know that who woke up and stuff. She never finds out that Rumple's awake, unfortunately. But Regina is her grandmother, and she has the right to find out that her grandmother's awake. At least with Henry, you don't have to be confused on whether to call your mom mom or your mom grandma. When you have a great great grandma who's also your grandma, you just call her grandma. There's no difference besides the greats. And so anyway, at least with this, it's not as complicated. Regina is the grandmother on both sides for Lucy, both the grandmother through Snow White and the grandmother through Henry. So it makes it less complicated now that we jumped a generation. So anyway, Alice didn't exactly get herself free from the tower. We found out a way to free her, Maui's fish hook. That's not actually how she gets out of the tower, unfortunately. Forgot about that. We're still going to find out how she got out of the tower in this next episode. We're also going to find out how she fell in love with Robin again. It's not the first lesbian relationship. We had one back in season 5 of the Underworld. Let's find out who Dr. Facilier is and his romantic relationship with Regina. Regina moved on from Robin Hood. She has a new love interest for Dr. Facilier. Unfortunately, that couple won't last due to us getting closer to the end of the show, but it's a start. And to make up from last week when we saw Robin leave Storybrooke, I brought the Welcome to Storybrooke's shirt sign. I forgot to show you that before. All right, it's 43 minutes and 56 seconds. It's season 7, episode 14, The Girl in the Tower. So if you're watching Disney Plus, pause it at 43 minutes and 56 seconds. If you're watching it on DVD or somewhere else, pause it before they say previously on Once Upon a Time. And with that said, I'm now going to give a countdown. And once I say 0, everyone push play as I'm saying 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. Previously on Once Upon a Time. Well, it's never too late. Never ever. It's another episode that starts with Alice. Like the first episode had Alice, drawing a painting and then Hook showing up and giving her a hug. and then Gothel pushing Hook out of the tower, to his death, and then she woke up and it was just a dream. Now we're starting with Alice on her birthday, and she studied the stars so hard, like Rapunzel did, that she knows how the stars move in the sky, and she knows when they're stuck a certain way. It's her birthday. She's a little bit older now. She's not a kid anymore. She's an adult now. She's the same actress who plays her in the real world right now. She's only slightly different because she hasn't curled her hairs yet and hasn't worn the dress she normally wears yet. Next year? I don't think so. I think you're getting out today. Happy birthday, Alice, from Wonderland and other places. She hasn't even gone to Wonderland at this moment in the show. She hasn't even gone yet. That's funny. Looks like Alice made the wish to make a new friend that would get her out of the tower, and she did. Came to life a giant troll, kind of like the one under the troll bridge right here. This is based on a real bridge in Seattle. I saw an old friend of mine be a missionary over there and take a picture in front of it. It's a real troll in Seattle, a real statue troll. But the fictional fairy tale troll, who Alice wished to come alive and save her, came true on her birthday, and that's how she got out of the tower. The protection spell that can only be broken by blood magic. Um, Alice would need to have a child to escape the tower. Honestly, it only covers the window and the walls around it. It didn't technically cover the roof. So when the troll broke the roof off, there was her way out. And yes, and Alice is talking to the troll. Obviously, that's her best friend, even when he's a statue and he's not a real living being in the real world. Um, Luckily, Rogers found her though, and he's going to protect her. From getting framed, and well, she's already framed, but protect her from getting sent to jail. Nope, there's Robin. We haven't seen Robin at all in the last episode. When was the last time we saw Robin? Honestly, wasn't I don't think we even saw her in episode 12, the one where it was Tiana and Naveen. She hasn't been here since episode 11. Woo! Alice is trapped and imprisoned by Robin. His heart is poisoned. Ooh. Years ago. So now the flashback jumps years in the future after she tried to stop Henry from falling in love with Ella, and after all that stuff of working with Rumple and being the guardian. Hmm. So she's named after her dad. So yes, because we have a new version of Hook, we call him Nook to separate him from Emma's true love. But Robin Hood doesn't need to be Nobbin because this is not version 2 of Robin Hood. This is not technically that. She's from the original version, but she's just named after her father because her father died around her birth. And so no wonder she was given her father's name as a girl. But this is not Robin version 2, I would say. Girl Robin Hood. I'm trying to think here. Ah, no, the troll is Alice's friend. But you don't wanna heal it. Maybe we should just text. I mean, it is the 21st century. Things are not like it used to be with Henry, where kids didn't have cell phones yet, and you had to use walkie-talkies. Not the old days. I mean, even in the modern technology world involves kids you having phones. So, oh, we haven't seen the Wicked Witch either in the for like 3 episodes. Kelly never is her cursed name. Hmm. Who's keeping a secret from her sister? The Wicked Witch is wondering what she's up to. Why is she holding things from the Wicked Witch? Honestly, it's okay for her to know that they're going to try to wake up Henry. I would rather die than apologize. I don't think so. Henry's cursed. He's like, Ivy has done nothing to him in the real world. So what does Henry's like? What do you have to apologize for? Henry has no idea what you're talking about because he doesn't remember who he is. Well, at least you gave him a kiss on the cheek this time. That was more appropriate. Rosella. I mean, I know what she means. In Fairy Tale Land, if she would have met Henry before getting tutored by Regina and turning evil, because it wasn't Regina who turned her evil, but she did tutor her right before she became evil. And so anyway, Gothel. Anyway, if she would have met Henry before Gothel, before Regina, then maybe things would have been different. Exactly. I think it could have been a better story too if Henry fell in love with her instead of Ella. But anyway, maybe stopping Ella from killing the prince, yes, but then not, be like what was Henry's first crush? Not Ivy. What is it? What's her name? It's blinking my mind right now. I can't think of her name. Oh, Violet. Violet. Violet was her name. Yeah, Violet. Violet was her girlfriend. And Violet. Yeah, just be like Violet. Ella, Henry falls in love with Ella, but they don't end up together. And then boom, plot twist, Drusilla is the mother. That would have been cool to see. Protect the women and children. Mhm. Robin's like, "I'm not going down with her. I just met her. I wanna feel the monster with you." Robin Robin does not, he would keep her ego even if it meant letting Alice get locked up. Just the night before Ivy came over and Tilly was not there, so she must have came after Ivy left. Yeah, it's not exactly like chess. Tilly really loves chess. I mean, she is a fairy tale character from Wonderland, and Wonderland is all about chess. We learned that from the spin-off show. Yes, let's not try to find the killer with the with the with the victim. Let's try to find the killer. Well, Alice is not a victim, but Alice is being framed for the killing, so we can't have her with us. It is Dr. Facilier, who we again haven't, well, not like a Robin and Zelina, but because we saw him in episode 12, but we haven't seen him since last week. Still same thing. Wow. Dr. Facilier is in love with Regina so much. She's in love with the queen she once was, most likely. We learned in episode 12 that she misses the evil queen. He misses the evil queen, not Regina. Anyway, but she still loves her well enough to cancel all his plans just for her. As Lucy breaks into Dr. Facilier's house. I mean, he didn't leave the door unlocked. Um, Ronnie put something in there to keep the door from locking. Wow, Alice, you look suspicious saying that. Let's see what treasures you have buried here, Henry Mills. Robin Hood. He has the book he has the legendary book of Robin Hood. We saw that in New York too, when Regina and Emma and a bunch of them went after Henry, you know, in season 5. You should stay put, Tilly. Listen to Officer Rogers and Detective Weaver and Henry. He doesn't remember who you are. That's sad. Wow, that's sad. And to think that you have a relationship with some store workers and they don't know who you are. They don't remember you. Yes, we saw that at the beginning of the episode. You getting out of that tower was a dream come true when that troll saved you from the tower by breaking the roof off. Yeah, what's the point of being free if you're all alone? You might as well be trapped. It's the same thing. Except you can't go anywhere. Um, yeah, I mean it is a small town. They would know everybody in their business. I mean, wow, I would love to see that flashback of her stealing Emma's car. I mean, she is the sheriff, and marrying Captain Hook makes him a kind of a deputy sheriff as well. It's not magic. You had never seen technology, Alice. You're funny, Alice. Yeah, you have never seen technology in your life. You have now that you've been cursed, and when the curse breaks, you'll understand it more. But this is before that. So this is the start of their true love story. Robin and Alice talking in prison together because they both got captured by the villagers. Yep, we were there when he died. Hades killed him. You were a baby when Robin died. I mean, if you want, well, he's not in the afterlife either. He was destroyed completely, both spiritually and physically. So yeah, I mean, I guess you can't see him ever. But I was gonna say you could go to the underworld, but not for Robin, unfortunately. Um, Alice, on the other hand, well, her father's still alive, but anyone who has someone who died can go to the underworld to see them. Actually, we've done a time travel spell before. Remember the Wicked Witch in our Back to the Future episode? Time travel back to before he died, and you can meet him. Yeah, wait, you ruined everything again. First, you're responsible for Robin's death, and now you're caught. Now you're putting Lucy in danger by breaking the undercover dating. I mean, I guess this is why you don't hide things from your sister. You tell them everything so they don't get all business with you when you're on a date. Oh boy, sisters, sisters. Well, at least Regina's not going to blame her too bad for this one. They've kind of already forgave each other, and Rosalina's been on a long redemption since Robin's death, so it's like she's not gonna be mad at the Wicked Witch for breaking her cover with dating Facilier. I mean, she does love him, but she is not. It's a distraction, not a date. You do exist. Otherwise, Officer Rogers would not see you. Too exposed. Yep. Cops will arrest you. Officer Rogers is the only one who believes in you, so you dare trust him. He's the only cop that won't let you go to jail. I mean, she probably learned it from the Tupplers. She learned it from Emma how to break jail. And a boy. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen seen characters with gender changes. I mean, we had girl Jack and the Beanstalk. Now we have a boy, but that was in the original Jack and the Beanstalk, so that's why we have a boy Jack and the Beanstalk now. Oh yeah, I just realized. I know they gave us two Cinderellas and technically two Robin Hoods and two Captain Hooks, but I didn't realize this until now. They gave us two Jack and the Beanstalks. I realized I forgot Jacqueline from season two. Jacqueline James's girlfriend, or just someone he loved. Charming's twin brother. Think of something. She saw the car on your phone. Maybe she'll poop Emma's bug here. No, yes. Yeah, I know the show. I've seen it before. I said it before the bug arrived. Sorry for the spoiler. Hey, it's a good time for a Storybrooke cameo. We're not in Storybrooke though. It's just Emma's bug. You know, Alice used to think of six impossible things every day, and she impossibly made a car appear in the new Enchanted Forest reboot. Yeah, Emma's cameo car. I mean, that's one way to bring Emma into the show without bringing Emma into the show. Man, Lucy decides to take a picture. Yes, you got to show Regina. Take a picture. Well, she's gonna take a quick picture before she gets out. Dr. Facilier. I think he saw you. He's just letting you go. Mm-hmm. She's running out of the apartment. I saw Dr. Facilier. He wasn't fully upstairs when you did that, Lucy. I think he caught you. I said that in my trailer description last week. I said, will Lucy succeed or will she get caught? Well, that the interpretation is up to you. I think what if we saw that little shot right there where we saw Dr. Facilia's eye. I think he spotted her and decided to pretend that she wasn't. I think she did technically get caught. Dr. Facilia decided to play along and not let her get caught. That's not true. Cook would know you if he was not cursed. And Henry's here to watch the whole thing unravel between Tilly and Rogers. They have a difficult relationship. I mean, the curse only didn't keep them together, unfortunately. And their cursed hearts are not working because there is no magic while the curse is enacted. So, I mean, yeah. Tilly, yeah, he does better with Rumpelstiltskin than he does with Hook. Hmm. Protecting those who need it, the Robin Hood, and Alice needs a Robin Hood right now. So, not giving the legacy to some people who are jerks. Well, let's drag the bug around. There's no roads. You can easily remember when in Back to the Future Part 3, Marty drove his DeLorean in the desert and it ripped on a bush. The Champ Force is the same thing. And there's no road, so you obviously are going to rip the gasoline or something. You drive it around, or you be careful. 6,205 days of your life? How many years is that? 1,205 days? Let me see. Let me see. I'm looking on my phone right now what 6,205 days is. How long is 6,205 days? 17 years. So Alice spent her first so like okay. So so now we know Alice was 17 years old when she broke out of that tower. It's exactly 204 months, 884 weeks, 148,920 hours. Um, Past anniversary or find out what the exact date would be if you added this duration to a specific day. Let me see. I put my birthday, May 18th, 2002. Oh, I put 2000. I meant to put 2002, but I put 2003, whatever. That would put you on a Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. Okay. So yeah, again, it's 5 years short. So I guess it really wasn't her birthday. It was 5 days before. But but yeah, and who knows? They probably forgot to count the leap years. But anyway, they probably did 365 times 17 and forgot to add the extra days. But anyway, about 17 years. So now we know, according to mathematics, the show doesn't talk about it, but Alice was 17 when she broke from that tower. So again, she was still technically a kid. She wasn't quite an adult yet either. Like we know she was 13 when her heart got poisoned. But years after losing her father to Gothel, again, I even thought she was an adult this whole entire time. It's the same actress that plays her now as an adult Alice, but you know, she was still a teenager, technically 17, just 1 year shy from being an adult. Wow, she was about to throw that car at the tower. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. Yep, it was a baby troll when she got out of the tower, and now that troll's all grown up. They didn't say how many years she's been out of that tower, but now we have to say that Alice is at least in her 20s, right? Because it was probably at least more than 3 years. So if she was 17, she was at least 20. Now, don't forget the curse. Also has like a couple decades in it because you got to have No, you have to have Ella and Henry's wedding. Then you have to have Lucy grow up to be an 8-year old. Remember her 8th-year old birthday is when the curse was cast. And then who knows how long everyone was in Seattle. It's been at least a few years. So honestly, if Alice is at least 20 now, she's probably in her early 30s or mid 30s in present day. No later than late 30s, somewhere in the middle. Wow, now it's kind of cool how we're guessing Alice's age. But we know she was exactly 17 years old because she literally said the line 6,205 days of my life. The first, ever since she was born, the first 6,205 days. Anyway, it's kind of cool. I mean, Rapunzel kind of left her tower when she was 18 as well. Alice is just 1 year short from that, almost following the exact story of Tangled. Robin is there to support Alice. She had to say goodbye to her friend and turn the troll into a statue. She sacrificed her love for the troll and her friend to save the villages and their lives, and, she turned into a troll in regards on her again, it's Alice's birthday again, and, it's been, again, more years. So the flashback starts on her birthday, and then we jump years later, and it ends on her birthday, and she spends her birthday making another wish to turn the troll into a statue just to protect everyone in the village, and she had it what that led to her saying goodbye to her friend. At least her friend didn't get killed. And he turned into a statue, the same statue we see here in Seattle, so now we know how the troll was formed. Wow, looks like Tilly made a friend. We all know it's her true love and Robin, but, curse Tilly doesn't know that. She made a new friend, basically. Again, same friend as we saw in the flashback. And now we know who she is in the real world. Her name's Margot, and she loves the book Alice in Wonderland. No wonder they're a perfect couple, because that's her favorite book. And little does she know Tilly is Alice. Oh, just in the eye of the troll, there's a camera. Yep. Now they can explain where Tilly was. Yep. Man, Hook was just about to turn her in, giving up on her and giving up her, she still believes that she was being framed, but he gave up on trying to protect her from the other police force. So he was about to lock her away until she found, but right at the last second, she found a security camera that explains where she was. So there you go. She left her hat. Oh no, she did get caught. Not while she was in Dr. Facilia's apartment, but after she left, she got caught because her hat was left. Yeah, is Dr. Facilier an enemy or a friend? He wants the Dark One dagger. That makes him kind of an enemy, huh? If he gets the Dark One dagger and kills Rumple, I mean, who knows if Rumple will be reunited with Belle? And again, that makes Dr. Facilier a new Dark One. Um, Rumpel made that same mistake. He almost had power and love, and he chose love over power at the end of the final battle. Now Facilia is trying to convince Regina to make the same mistake Rumpel almost made. Where Regina's not going to backslide her redemption arc. She's been good for too long. Rumpel kept switching back and forth, but Regina did not. So there's no reason for her to go back to being evil. Luckily, Regina's not going to go give in to Dr. Facilier, but he's going to stop her from getting the Dark One dagger. Sorry, messing with my hat. Yeah, thank you for protecting her and believing in her and that she's innocent. She's free to go. I mean, they have proof that she wasn't at the crime scene when the murders happened. Again, we're back in the flashback where Alice makes another wish on her birthday. She wishes for true love, and it's going to be Robin. And the thing about a birthday wish is you don't tell anyone what you wish for, or it won't come true. So, Alice is keeping it a secret. She's wishing for love, and that's Robin. So begins the romantic lesbian love of Alice and Robin. Hmm. Yep. And she says goodbye to the tower. Obviously, before the troll turned into a statue, he kind of destroyed it, making it in the ruins it was when Regina and Gisela were there. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. I mean, you are moving on from Robin and Daniel, and but it's just your next love interest is psychopath, evil villain. No judgment from the Wicked Witch. Obviously, the sister has no judgment because she loves her sister, regardless if she has feelings for Facilier or not. But luckily, Facilier, he's kind of an enemy, at least to Rumpel. Not necessarily Regina. He loves Regina, but an enemy of Rumpel is an enemy of everyone else. He wants the Dark One down. If he takes the power for himself, he will be a villain. Remember how Emma turned into when she turned into a Dark One, she was evil? Years, huh? Back when Ronnie and Kelly were cursed, they shared drinks together. But then after Ronnie betrayed Kelly's trust with Margot and sending her off to you know bad places and tickets and stuff, you know, obviously there was a breakup and luckily things have changed since then. Both Kelly and Ronnie are awake. Regina and Zelina love each other once again. Yeah, I know. Welcome to the club, sis. Right? Wicked versus evil, back together. Except they're not going against each other as Wicked versus evil. They're working together. But anyway, yes, it's hard to keep that secret, you know, to have your child so close and yet be so far and you can't even tell them who you really are because you're cursed. Well, imagine how Regina feels with Henry and Lucy. I mean, welcome to the club. Hmm. Uh, yeah, at least Alice is not framed anymore and is not accused for killing because of that security camera. Yeah. So with the kill, even though Tilly's not accused of murder, she is there's still a killer out there that could kill her, and Officer Rogers feels like like Tilly's family at this point, and so she wants her to live with him just to protect her until the killer is found safe and jailed. She's saying goodbye to the garage that she lives in. Doesn't live in there anymore. She's gonna go live with her cat, Officer Rogers, which should be right because I mean she is Rogers' daughter, even if they don't know it yet. So I think that really sets up a father daughter there. But when the curse hits, their poison hearts will be enacted again, and that will not be good. But hopefully, she won't be living with Rogers by the time the curse hits. Obviously. Okay, that was the end of the episode. But really quick, did you notice when the troll turned into a statue, he was holding Emma's bug and creating the same statue that we actually see here in the real Seattle? Just know that's the one thing that's real besides the needle haystack. The fact that it wasn't always a statue. But anyway, this episode was the real episode of Alice getting out of the tower. In fact, they didn't spend the whole episode trying to get her out of the tower. She immediately got out in the first scene, thanks to the birthday wish she made. And then we jump years later, where she falls in love with Robin Hood, or Girl Robin, Robin Hood's daughter. Anyway, Alice and Robin fall in love. And then in reality, Alice gets framed, but we prove her innocent just by a security camera that shows that during the time of the murder, she was actually somewhere else. The camera shows her at the troll. So anyway, we know she didn't kill the witches. But then who did is the question mark, right? We're gonna find that out. So I think Dr. Facilier is officially an enemy, and we all have to accept that. Next episode, if you're watching Disney Plus, is 43 minutes and 56 seconds. Otherwise, season 7, episode 15, called Sisterhood. This is the Drizella episode. The witch killer is after Drizella. Every time a witch killer is about to kill someone, they give them a heart-shaped box of hearts, like Valentine's Day hearts. It looks like Drizella is the next victim, though she didn't receive a heart box. And she's off to save her life from this massive killer. She has kind of quite a few enemies who want her dead, so she has no protection at all. So let's see if she can pull off a redemption arc and protect herself. Let's find out. 43 minutes, 56 seconds. And when I say 0, we're all going to push play. 3, 2, 1, 0. Yep. And he has a good point. You can't change things with the family you lost, but you can change things with the family you still have. We're getting a flashback of Anastasia and Gisela. How sweet. Wow, they're playing hide and seek, and Gisela's having a hard time finding Anastasia. You looked everywhere and you can't find her. Just follow the lanterns. Remember what your mom taught you. Follow the lanterns home. Yep. That's how you never get lost. You never underestimate the power of sisterhood, which is the title of this episode. Yep. They have remember Anastasia and Giselle both have magic, and they made a lantern leading them to the way back home. Anyway, good flashback. But now we jump years later where she's evil and all grown up, and Anastasia's in her coffin, obviously. Gisela, you're not strong enough to cast the curse. Well, that's we know that you'll eventually cast it, and so obviously you're strong enough. So now we're gonna figure out how Gisela joined the Coven of Gothels, or how the Coven of Hate. Yeah, how the Gisela joined Gothel's Coven. Flins, a sign called the Flins. That's the title sequence. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the title sequences of the show have been Emma's Yellow Bug, the the Flynn sign just now, and what was that first one? I think it was Tower. I don't remember. Gothel's back. She was missing in the last episode. We saw her earlier, but not in the previous. I mean, Drusilla knows about the witch killer. Mm-hmm. And then, well, oh, I guess Drusilla did receive a heart box. There you go. She is the next target to the witch killer. Who's to say you're the witch killer? Zella doesn't want to work with Gothel. She made that mistake before. That's what caused this curse to happen. She was betrayed by Gothel, and and by her sister. Well, not by Anastasia, but anyway, Gothel betrayed her, so she doesn't want to make that mistake again. So she's making a better choice by not joining Gothel, obviously. Hmm. It looks like we found out Gothel's plan too. She wants the Dark One's dagger. And so anyway, she's using a coven of 8 witches to get the Dark One dagger. And so yeah, so it looks like Facilier and Gotham want the Dark One dagger, unfortunately. Nick, huh. Yep, I mean that's Jack and the Beanstalk for you. They were friends, Henry and Jack. You never got that flashback of how they met. It would have been nice to see. Again, we could have had a season 8 explaining more on these new characters. We don't get enough time with them. Candy killer case. Yep. You're letting Tilly live at home, so she's eating all your food. Uh-huh. That's Anastasia. So it looks like they found her on a security camera, but they haven't got her yet. Well, Drizella's going out to her car, and she's parked in an underground parking lot, and that could be scary when you're in the dark because that's where the killer could be. All the lights are turned off. He tries to run back out, but the door's locked. There's the killer, and he has a mask on so that no one knows who he is. Wow, she has a spray can. Oh dear. Whoa, Drizella's off for is it is defending her life as much as she can. She's off. Her life's in the balance. She's off on the. Her life is in the line. Wow, she sprayed him with a spray can, and that bought her a little time to escape, but not fully. And then she was able to put her strong grips against the knife going against her throat, trying to prevent the killer from stabbing through her neck. And luckily, she had the advantage. Not every witch is that lucky to get killed, especially the blind one who can't see. Wow, it's a jolt box. It's the video game at a Chuck E. Cheese gaming place. I don't know what this is. Huck needs some time off from the Candy Killer case, and so yeah, it was Lucy. Lucy lied just to get them together and hang out. These are Henry's old friends when he was a fairy tale character. Yep. Well, Regina's no longer that evil queen anymore. She would never kill Ivy, but she makes a good point. If anyone's going to kill Drizella, it should be Regina, not a witch killer. Who was the witch killer? We kind of met him, but he had a mask on. So who is he, right? We're going to find out. Yep. She did receive a heart. She did receive a heart shaped box. Mm. How long is it going to take me to finish this candy kiss? Well, we all know Gisela wins. Each of them gets to join the coven. Each of them have an opportunity to join the coven of the eight. We all know Gisela's one of them. Because we saw the flashback of when she cast the curse. So much for sisterhood. Mhm, mhm, mm. I know. That would have been a big regret. You would have wished you didn't, because you guys are both motivated to be in Gothel's coven. I wonder who that other girl is in the real world. They never show us. Mm, I can only peel this with my teeth. I can't take bites out of it. Mm, there we go. Oh, Giselle has never met Dr. Facilier. That is true. He only appeared when Giselle wasn't the enemy. Who's to say you aren't the killer, huh? Yeah, that's true. What if Dr. Facilier is killing all the witches? He's a witch doctor after all. Mhm. Exactly, because your mother's gone, and and Regina doesn't trust you. Gothel's coven turned their back on you, and Anastasia doesn't forgive you of your evil deeds, so you're alone. Mhm. Even if you find your sister, Gothel's still gonna come after her. You can either die at the hands of the witch killer, or let Anastasia's death pay for your safety. Well, who wants any of the stepsisters to die, right? You don't need to find Anastasia when you can make her find you. It's cool how his deck of cards are exactly from the Disney film. You know, it's cool. Princess of the Frog came out in 2009 and Tangled came out in 2010, right off 1 year off of each other. And this season is heavily focused on the Rapunzel tale and the Princess and the Frog tale. Dr. Facilier and Gothel being the antagonist. They both want Rumple's dagger. Who's going to get it first? And are they going to have to fight over it? Mhm. And it's funny because Gothel's a girl, Facilier is a boy. We got a girl and a boy villain here. Yep. Because he doesn't want to risk Dr. Facilier taking that dagger. So it looks like Ronnie already knows that Drizella walked out with Dr. Facilier and didn't trust her to just stay at the bar. So yes, Giselle already betrayed Regina's trust again, but at least it's on a lesser betrayal than poisoning Henry. Hansel and Gretel. Remember Hansel and Gretel from season one? They were orphans and Emma helped reunite them with their father. Remember that? This is a Hansel and Gretel version 2. It's not the same Hansel and Gretel. Yes, they got captured and got trapped in a gingerbread house and threw the witch in an oven and escaped, kind of like the original story. But and the separation is that Hansel did burn his arm and went under a false name, and his mind is a little cuckoo. So again, maybe he's Hansel's the killer, right? Anyway, because he's cuckoo. We haven't met Hansel yet, but we will. And then Giselle, I mean, not Giselle, and then Gretel, we just met now. So in the flashback, Gretel and Gisela were best friends, and honestly, there's two spots in the coven, so they're probably the ones that won, right? We didn't see Gisela though in the Coven of the Eight when the curse was being cast. Those, I mean, we saw Gisela. We didn't see Gretel. Anyway, little did you know that they were going to bring Hansel and Gretel back for the end of the series, right? Not the end of the series, but close to the end. It's kind of funny. So this is episode 15, and there's 7 left, right? Let's see. Hansel and Gretel was introduced in the 9th episode of the first season. It would have been more ironic if they would have gave us Hansel and Gretel a couple episodes before. So then that would be funny if it was 9 episodes before the end of the series as well. That would have been a cool parallel. Unfortunately, it's 7 episodes before, not 9. Oh well. Listen to this. The next woman who walks through that door gets asked out by Henry Mills. Let's find out who it is. Who's the next girl that walks through the door? Who's going to go on a date with Henry? It's Jacinda! Henry's asking Jacinda out on a date after she pushed him away, after she knocked him out. Well, Lucy's the one who knocked him out of the door, not Jacinda. So maybe she'll want to go on another date with him as long as Lucy's not involved to separate them. I think Gretel is going to screw Giselle over, even though she didn't let the trap do her dirty work. Yep. Yeah, they're trying to make it look like they're friends. Plot twist: maybe Gretel's not the one who's going to screw her over, but maybe Belle's going to convince Drizella to screw Gretel over. There's a plot twist. They obviously tried to pull that on us. Gretel did seem untrustworthy at the start, but she admitted that she would have let the traps do her dirty work, admitting that she wasn't going to betray Drizella. But maybe Drizella will betray Gretel. I wonder if I can finish this before the end of our live stream. What became of the kiss is now just a small dot of chocolate. It's a giant kiss. You know I can't eat the whole thing in one bite. It's really big. It's bigger than probably how I showed you on screen. It's 2 feet tall. Now it's like 6 inches. I've ate a lot of chocolate in tonight's live stream. Oh, so Gothel gave Gisela a little trident to kill Gretel with. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at all the lanterns. She followed the lanterns all the way to Anastasia in the park. It's like Anastasia wanted Gisela to find her. Otherwise she wouldn't leave the lanterns. It's weird. Mm-hmm. Except your mother's not going to be there when you go home. She's dead. It's not a magic thing. You lied to your own sister. Uh-huh. Because Dr. Facilier gave you the death card. Mm-hmm. 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 Wow, Gisela, if you had to choose between your sibling or yourself, who would you choose? Honestly. I made a huge bite out of this. Now it's really tiny. I wasn't able to make bites out of it before. I just had to peel it off by layer, but now it's small enough I took a huge bite out of it. Mm. And my hands are all chocolatey. I'm being messy on the screen. I dropped these chocolates somewhere on the floor, but it was tiny enough it's lost probably and it's dirty. Most of the chocolate that's fallen off has been in my lap, but all the victims did get a warning. They got a bar of chocolate. Luckily, while Hook and Jack are while Nick and Rogers are hanging out, and Henry are hanging out. And yes, obviously Nick did not receive a bar of he did not receive a heart of chocolate, so Nick is not on the killer list. If Henry flips the coin and it lands in the mug, that means fairy tales are real. Whoa, this might be the moment where Henry believes in fairy tales. Oh, but someone moved it. Settled that once and for all. Fairy tales are no longer real. I don't think it works like that. Someone moved the mug. That's cheating. It would have landed in there. I'll be with you till we meet again. That's what I always say. Yep. She gave Henry a goodbye kiss. Fun date night, wasn't it? And just has to get home to her daughter Lucy now. What became of Nick and Rogers, though? I do think though, it's kind of crazy because Drizella's the younger sister. Anastasia was older, but because Anastasia was in a coma for like so many years, she didn't age. She didn't age. She did not age. So that made Drizella catch up and get older than her. It's weird having the younger sister be older than you. Imagine your younger siblings either age up or or you don't age and they catch up to you and they're older than you. Imagine your younger siblings being older than you. That's crazy, right? I'm the oldest of four kids, and it would be weird not being the oldest anymore. Wow. Gothel's waking Anastasia up by an earthquake. Wow. Wow. So Gretel and Drizella are gonna ditch Gothel's coven and join together as their own sister coven. That obviously did not happen. Oh. Yep. Plot twist, Gothel came to both of them. They promised never to betray each other. Because the traps would have done the dirty work if they broke that trust. But instead of traps, I mean, Gothel came to both of them, said that told them that there was only one place in her coven, and it had to be between Gretel and Drusilla. So Gothel's having both of them. She handed them both a try-in, and they're both are forced to kill each other, and just to get what they want. Who deserves revenge, Drusilla or Gretel, right? Wow, Gretel was so close to winning, and then Drusilla gained the upper hand with her own magic. Gretel never had any. Bad luck for her, good luck for Drusilla. When you have magic, you can cheat. Gothel even watched the whole thing. And, Drusilla is the only one who passed the test and killed Gretel. Hmm. Wow, Drusilla is so evil. She didn't want to kill Gretel, but she had no choice. She'll do anything to cast her curse, even if it means killing the things she loves. There is nothing left to say. You betrayed her again and lied to her. Well, yeah, so Gothel woke Anastasia up with an earthquake that will definitely wake you up. And now there's a whole mess of furniture flying around. She broke the glass about every table in that office. Wow, what a mess. You're gonna get in big trouble by the manager. Wow, she grabbed a piece of the glass from the table and is gonna use it to throw at her sister. Don't kill your sister, Anastasia. Yeah, Gothel kind of pushed Drizella to do all those evil things. She still had her free will of choice. She didn't have to do what Gothel told her to do, but she was manipulated by, and influenced by her Gothel. So Drizella's decisions don't all fall around her. Gothel hangs all the sins of Drizella's mistakes. Hmm. She dropped her weapon. Drizella chose not to kill Anastasia, and Anastasia is choosing not to kill her. Yeah, if she kills Drizella, she'll no longer be the guardian. She'll no longer be pure in heart to hold the darkness. She'll lose her guardianship if she kills Drizella. Yep, Gothel underestimated the power of sisterhood. Her plans derailed. Derailed. She planned on having one of the sisters killed, and it didn't. It didn't succeed. I mean, I guess Regina would have left as well to save her son, just like Drizella saved Anastasia. Yep, the power of love. That's the strongest magic of all. Yes, Anastasia and Drizella want to leave. Angry's an understatement. Yes, that's worse than being angry. I don't know if Regina forgives you yet. Not until Henry's heart is cured. But yes, Regina may not forgive you, but she understands you. That's good. Regina, Regina believe it took a lot for Regina to change. It took a whole town of heroes to believe that she could change. It took seasons even. Regina, learning from experience, can forgive. She may not be able to forgive, but she can believe in Drizella changing for the better. Because no one's born evil, and evil's made. Now with Gothel out of the way and Dr. Facilier, it looks like Anastasia and Drizella can finally go home. Use the magic to go back home to the fairy tale land. Cool. Magic beans usually wouldn't work in the real world, but they do. There's no magic in Seattle. That wouldn't make sense, but it apparently does. Anastasia and Drizella live happily ever after. Yeah, Rumple needed the Guardian to get back to Belle, and he let her go. It does seem that way, but yeah, every time you do good, you get closer to Belle. Ju- yeah, yeah. Seen those sisters go off together? Rumble just has to believe that another guardian will show up and he can be reunited with Belle. That's funny. You stole magic and ran away. That's not like you, Doctor Facilier. Yeah, I mean, Rumple is wrong. It was Gothel who destroyed the room. Doctor, yeah. Hmm. So Goth. So it looks like Doctor Facilier. Yes, he's after the dagger, but he's not full on enemy. I think Doctor Facilier already paid the price, so you just have to smile, Regina. Yep. Oh, Flynn's! That's from the story, the place. Flynn's. That's where the sign comes from the title sequence. So yes, it looks like Doctor Facilier was just after some of Anastasia's magic, in return giving it to Ronnie so that she could save her son from the poison that he was inflicted upon. If they can cure him from the poison, they can break the curse. Yep. Good luck on the candy killer case. I mean, the answer's right under your nose, literally. Gotta look where you look is needed. So remember, the mug shot was cheating because someone moved it. Well, now that Jacinda's all alone, for no one to move the mug shot, she's gonna try the shot again. I'm sitting on the couch with the cup behind her, and it's across the room too, on a counter. She flipped the coin and it landed right in there. I guess fairy tales are real after all. Rumple's upset with Dr. Facilier for coming after the dagger, but luckily, well, he didn't take it. He was only here to help. He was only here to steal Anastasia's magic so that Regina can have some to work with. Anti potion on Henry. Yeah, but Rumple's still mad because Dr. Facilier's long term game is to get the dagger, even if it wasn't tonight. Rumple threatened Dr. Facilier, if you interfere with my family, then I'll find a loophole and you'll be on the other side of the veil. Well, even if you don't kill Dr. Facilier and you hire someone else to do it, you're still going further away from Belle because killing's wrong, no matter who does it. And if Belle knows from the afterlife that you hired someone to do it, you would still be further away because that's a sin. Look who has all the heart boxes, and look who has the candy killer mask. Nick, Jack, Jack and the Beanstalks are witch killer. Plot twist. I told you you'd find out who it is. But anyway, sorry. That's gonna be it for tonight though. So even though we just found out who it is, we're not gonna see his next victim till next week. But what a once upon a time night it has been. Time to wrap things up. Drizella did reunite with Anastasia, and no one died. And the witch killer is Nick. Um, We also found out that Gothel's after the dagger, and everyone's in a race to get the dagger, unfortunately. But right now, it was less about the dagger and more about sisterhood. Anastasia and Drizella were able to use the magic bean, escape, and leave. And it's kind of crazy. She is leaving a big mess behind. Obviously, if it weren't for Gothel or the witch killer, Regina would not let Drizella go after all the evil she's done. She needs to deserve justice for what she's done. The curse and poisoning Henry. If she's in another realm, the witch killer can't go after her, and they will be safe in the fairy tale land. So, oh yeah, and in flashback, Drizella and Gretel teamed up to pass a test and be in Gothel's coven. And unfortunately, Gothel lied, and only one of them could make it in. It would be a plot hole if Drizella got killed. So we all know who's going to win that fight. Poor Gretel. We'll never see her again. But now we know how Drizella joined Gothel's coven, and yeah, and we got a little hint of Hansel and Gretel, which their story is going to be more fleshed out next week. So until next Thursday, God be with you till we meet again. Bye, y'all. Let me end Facebook. I'm glad Facebook was able to work this time. Goodbye, everyone on YouTube. It was fun hanging out with y'all.